Sometime later, Kyouka takes Yuuki through a gateway and has him wait for her, as she has important paperwork to take care of. Yuuki can't believe how crazy interdimensional travel is, since it only took a 50-minute drive on the other side to get here. Kyouka eventually returns, so she tells her boy to enjoy the fresh air while he can. Since time off doesn't come very often, Yuuki wonders where they are going, but he gets no answer from the very serious Kyouka. Back in Mato, Shushu looks for Yuuki and is told that the commander took him through the Yamagata passage. She is a bit surprised at first, but remembers that today is a tragic day. Back with Yuuki, Kyouka takes him to a cemetery. She explains that a while ago there was an incident where dozens of Shuki wandered into this world. And one of them was especially powerful. Kyouka remembers that day vividly, and she describes this powerful behemoth as having a single horn. This really stuck out to her as a child, while this thing massacred her hometown, so she called it the Mega Shuki. All the Shuki that crossed over that day were wiped out by the Demon Defense Force that arrived to help. However, after looking through the record, Kyouka discovered that Mega Shuki managed to escape. It was the only Shuki to do so, and it used the gateway to return to Mato. This unicorn is still alive, and Kyouka gets furious as she explains that she has been escorted to settle against the powerful demon. She vows to wipe it from existence, and Kyouka wants Yuuki to make sure that he is prepared for when that day comes. This is the reason she brought him to the cemetery, as she wanted to show him all the people she would avenge. Afterwards, the time to return the Mato has come, but Yuuki would like to take a little break. Yuuki checked some Yelp reviews and learned that this cafe nearby is famous for its sundae. Kyouka explains that returning Mato is more important, but she is easily convinced by a picture of a great-looking sundae. Kyouka is actually surprised by his assertiveness, but she is still more concerned with Mato. Yuuki reveals that he lost his sister in a Mato mishap, so he can understand how Kyouka feels. Yuuki is quite the smart kid, as he points out that she will miss her chance for revenge if she burns herself out. Kyouka realizes that he isn't just assertive, he is also persuasive. Kyouka thinks the sundae tastes amazing, and her smile brings Yuuki some memories of his sister. They always got along really well, and she would always encourage him to learn things like cooking and cleaning. Just then, Kyouka gets an emergency call from Mato. It's not life-threatening, but something serious is definitely happening. Break time is suddenly over, and Kyouka has Yuuki transform. His demon form gets them back quickly, and Kyouka rewards him because that's just part of how her power works. At the meeting, Kyouka is informed that a discovery was made during patrols. A crater-like formation appeared nearby, along with a large number of Shuki. Yuuki takes one look at the iPad and is shocked to see hundreds of Shuki on the radar. Kyouka is even amazed, as she has never seen anything like this before. Nei uses her ability to reveal that the Shuki are not leaving and seem to be making some kind of nest. Wiping all this Shuki out will be a huge undertaking for their squadron, and Yuuki is fired up. Kyouka declares that they will be taking 3 vehicles, and Yuuki is shocked to find that he is considered one of these vehicles. Yuuki takes off ahead of the others, and they just call him a wild beast. Yuuki and Kyouka arrive at the crater, and he thinks about how horrible it would be if someone got stuck in there with all the Shuki. He wants to start taking them out, but Kyouka tells them to wait for her signal. The others start attacking first, and Kyouka explains that if the Shuki merge, then it will be easier than taking them down one by one. If Shuki are tough but their fighting style is simple, as long as they stick to their strategy, it will be impossible for them to lose. Kyouka tells Yuuki to be ready since they will begin their attack once a giant Shuki reaches its peak size. Just then, the powerful beam comes out of nowhere and strikes Shushu. A look at where it came from reveals that it was a single-horned beast. Kyouka instantly recognizes it as the one that massacred all those people, and it attacks them. It absolutely destroys their truck, and the girl mounted on it announces that she has joined the party. Himari is surprised that the girl can talk since she thought she was a monster, but this just gets the girl upset. She fires a massive attack, but Himari just manages to block it by transforming her arm into a shield. The attack proves to be too powerful, as Himari's shield is destroyed and she gets hit by the devastating beam. Yuuki and Kyouka quickly moved in for an attack, and they managed to push back the unicorn. The girl is pleased with their power, but Kyouka is furious to once again be face to face with the unicorn. The girl is amused that they have a nickname for the demon, and Yuuki is stunned by how terrifying the beast looks, the one that destroyed Kyouka's hometown. Everyone on their team is in really bad shape, and Kyouka demands to know who the girl is. This girl explains that she is the Demon Defense Force's arch-enemy, and Kyouka is shocked when she pulls out the Mato peach. This girl wonders if Kyouka has seen her little brother anywhere. Kyouka doesn't answer. This girl uses the peach as a distraction to land a sneak attack, but Yuuki just manages to stop it. Our duo uses some kind of combo move, but it does nothing to the girl. She explains that her younger brother always followed her around when they were younger, but the instant he got a little older, he turned into a rascal. As this girl takes the upper hand in the fight, she explains that her brother getting older just meant that she could start to knock some manners into him. Yuuki can't tell if this girl is a Shuki or not, but he knows for sure that she is far different than any other opponent he has ever encountered. The girl prepares to say her little brother's name, but she is interrupted by all the Shuki that have just finished combining into a huge giant. This girl could not be angrier about the interruption, but this just reminds Yuuki of his sister. The girl is furious to have been interrupted while talking about her brother, and she instantly squashes the giant beast. She feeds the demon's remains to the unicorn, and Kyouka just now realizes that she must be the supreme commander of the Shuki. The girl is disappointed that they clearly don't know anything about the Mato, and she easily dodges our hero's attack. She explains that this is a world full of curses and separates Kyouka from Yuuki with an attack. The girl is impressed that Kyouka has such a powerful Shuki and takes hold of him. Yuuki is terrified that she's going to crush him like she did the giant, but the girl is stunned. She realizes that he isn't a Shuki at all. She reaches for him, but Kyouka jumps back into the fight to push her back. Kyouka managed to do some damage and moved in for another attack, but the unicorn stopped her. They make their escape, but Kyouka demands that the cowards come back. Kyouka has completely given in to her rage, since if they want to run from her, then she will just do exactly what the unicorn did to all the fleeing villagers. She vows to tear them apart from behind. But when she turns to look for Yuuki, she sees that he is busy helping their team. Kyouka sucks up her pride and tells Yuuki that Himari and Shushu's safety is their top priority, so they will pull back for now. Kyouka regrets letting her rage take over, as she now realizes that it almost cost her squad mates. When they return to the dorm, Kyouka explains that their team's wounds are light and they will be fully recovered by the next day. The little weirdo's reward this time is being stepped on, and Yuuki himself becomes terrified by the demands of his inner psyche. Yuuki apologizes for letting the unicorn get away, but Kyouka doesn't blame him, as getting their team out safely was more important. She determined that the girl must be a new species of Shuki. She can't believe that one of them can understand their language now, and it's certain that this news will shock the world. Yuuki then surprises her when he explains that he thinks the girl looks a lot like his sister. She also had a strange reaction when she saw his face. Kyouka doubts it, since no human could be that strong. On top of that, no one has ever heard of a human becoming a Shuki. While cooking, Yuuki still wonders if it was his sister. The problem is that he can't understand how she managed to survive or why she would be fighting against the Demon Defense Force. He has no clue what to do if he sees her again, but he must snap back to reality to finish up his cooking. Nei has him kneel down to handle some business as his superior, and she punches him right in the face for putting everyone in danger. With that out of the way, she understands that he fought hard to protect everyone and tells him that she will take care of dinner so he can rest up. He helps her cook anyway and decides that he will figure out what to do about the demon girl later, as he has work to do now. Elsewhere, we learn that the girl's name is Aoba. She is made fun of for coming back with injuries, but their healer named Koka fixes her right up. Aoba is certain that the monster she fought was her brother Yuuki, but she can only wonder how he ended up looking like a Shuki. She thought they didn't like guys in the Demon Defense Force, but regardless of that, she enjoyed their little reunion. After a bath, Yuuki accidentally walks in on Himari, so she prepares to end his life. However, just then, a gateway surprisingly opens up, and two girls appear. One is the commander of the 6th squad, named Azumo, and the other is her second in command, named Asuma. They're very interested in Yuuki, who is becoming quite popular. but Asuma has him get Kyouka. I appreciate you viewing my anime recap, Unruly Family. Please let me know what you think about the third part of Chain Soldier by liking, sharing, subscribing, and leaving a comment.
Take you